Namaste and a very good afternoon to my all dear students and those all who are watching this program. Welcome to Papsan Rupandehi Educational Program 2077, and today we are going to learn class 10 compulsory English subject unit 2 reporting statements. Now what do you mean by reporting statements? This reporting statement is a part of grammar lesson, that is direct and indirect speech. Here indirect speech is also called reported speech, and this lesson, grammar lesson, direct and indirect speech, comprises of three. It is divided into three different chapters. Unit 2 has reporting statements. Unit 3 will be entitled as reporting questions when we go further, and unit 4 reporting commands. Now this is done in such a way so that it is divided into three different units, so that students could understand this grammar concept of direct and indirect speech clearly. So in this lesson we are going to study on reporting statements. Now what do you mean by statements? Statements means sentences. They are the assertive types of sentences. Now how many types of sentences are there? There are 5 different types of sentences. One is the assertive type of sentence, another is the interrogative type of sentence, third imperative type of sentences, and then you have optative sentences and then exclamatory sentences. So assertive type of sentences, they are the sentences which give you information, they tell you something. So these are called assertive type of sentences. Second, you have interrogative sentences. Interrogative sentences are the sentences that ask questions, and in return they expect answer. So this is reporting questions. So we will do this in next lesson, next unit. And then imperative type of sentences. Imperative type of sentences are all those sentences which begin with the verb, and they are either commands, they are request or advice or suggestions. So that will be read on in unit 4, that is reporting commands. So 3 types of sentences are covered here, but besides this there are 2 more. Fourth one is the reporting optative sentences. Optative sentences are the sentences which express blessings, curse, congratulations or thanks, etc. And last one is the exclamatory sentence, which means the sentences that expresses the sudden feelings, the emotions, reactions, etc. So those were the 5 different types of sentences for your kind information. And now we are going to see reporting statements. Statements, reporting in the sense we are telling someone, we are stating someone that what we heard, and we are reporting that same thing to the other person, but there will be some changes. Because why there will be changes? Because the speaker has changed, the time when the direct speech was told, that has changed. Okay, so assertive type of sentences, statements are assertive type of sentences that give information, that say something, they give idea, isn't it? So that is assertive sentences. They can be, this assertive type of sentences can be affirmative, that means positive, or it can be negative, which means negative with not, see, okay, with disagreement. Negative means with disagreement and affirmative means agreement. We are in a lockdown. For example, see there the example of statements. Now students, I am not going in detail right now because I have decided to allot one full period for this part of grammar. Okay, that will be after the this is first half of this unit 2. Unit 2 is quite lengthy, that's why I have divided this unit 2 into 2 sessions. So this is the first session that I am dealing with, and here I have just given you the idea what are these assertive sentences, or what do you mean by statements. So your example of affirmative statement is, we are in a lockdown due to corona pandemic. So this is an agreement, we all agree that we are in a lockdown, there is no negativity, there is no disagreement. So it can be affirmative. Another thing is it could be negative too. Yes, it is negative too, like he is not going to help them, or even though he is rich, he is not going to help them. So not means what? Disagreement. Not is negative. So assertive type of sentences could be affirmative, could be negative. So now here I have explained you the topic reporting statements, which is part of direct and indirect speech. So we will go and have a complete session for this topic, and today we are going to do reading part of reading comprehension passage of unit 2, that is a debate. Now what do you mean by debate? Debate is a strong discussion, I must say. It is a formal contest of argumentation. We argue, person A says I am right, person B says he is right, okay. So and they do their best to prove themselves. So it is a formal contest, official contest of argumentation or discussion by two teams, by two speakers, or by two different groups on a particular proportion. Proportion in the sense, preposition means not proportion, proposition, sorry. So idea or motion, we can say, idea or motion. Or motion or idea. So on one particular topic is there. Now we are free human beings, we have freedom of speech, we are unique persons, every individual thinks differently, different people think about different things differently, that is their perspective. So if I see the world in a good way, in a very open handedly, or with the welcome hands, so what do I say is life is quite beautiful. Yes, and I am very you can say happy to be the part of this life, and a human being specially, and a woman that too. So this is my perspective, this is my thought, and some other individual or woman may say that oh, why am I born as a woman? Yes, it is such a struggling life for women. Why didn't I become a man? So that is their perspective. So every individual have different thoughts, different opinions about different things. So that's why debates are conducted. Debates are conducted to, now I am one person, I have one perspective of looking at the world. The other person has different perspective of looking at the world. So the third person has different perspective. Now when we gather all these point of views and let them argue on their topic, and let them convince, let them try their best to convince the audience that their point or their idea is the best. So they bring important points to support their motion. So here we are going to see a debate. A debate is a strong discussion, it is formal, and it has helped many people, delegates to go into a fixed decision making or serious decision making process too. So like here we may also have a debate like, should we go for further lockdown or should we open the lockdown? So there would be a very serious and powerful debate on this both, because people who say no, life is very precious, we have to go for further lockdown, people are very careless, they won't follow precautionary measures, so they will break the rules, or they may spread, this pandemic is quite large, huge, isn't it, and deadly. So we have to save people first, we have to break the chain of corona. So that is what one would say. The other would say, how can we survive then? Yes, we may not die of corona, but we will die of starvation if this goes on. People who are very poor, below poverty line, who are laborers and workers, and who live on their daily wages, for them it's quite a struggle, because you have not gone through my opponent speaker has not gone through, he doesn't understand. So we have to break this lockdown, we have to open this lockdown, and we have to follow precautionary measures, distance maintaining, everything, but we have to open the economy too, because this is declining our economy. We are totally going in a fall down. Okay. So this is how they discuss. The matter could be very serious too. The matter could be like health is wealth. We have learned in our early classes, when we learn about debate, health is wealth. Now one may choose, if wealth is there, if money is there, everything is there. Yes, if wealth is there, if money is there, I can even cure myself. But that too, the other person has the different opinion. Then he says health is everything. You may have lots of property, you may have lots of money in the bank, or bank balances, or jewelry, etc. But if your health is not in good condition, how are you going to survive? How are you going to enjoy your life? So that's the matter. So these are the two things that they have different opinions, and they go for, either you go for the motion or against the motion. If you say health is wealth, you are for the motion. If the other person says wealth is everything, yes, wealth is better than health, then that person is against the motion, health is wealth. So here we have a debate. I hope I made myself very clear about this debate and why debates are conducted. This is quite a strong discussion, a serious matter which leads to very wise decision making. And so here we have a debate. Let's see the slide, please, the first slide. Yes, there you go. Reporting statements. Now unit 2, reading part, we are going. First slide, please. You can see the picture. There are the two group of students sitting there who are debating on particular topic, and there are judges too who are going to judge. And these debaters, the speakers who are on the debating competition, they are going to support their motion, support their idea by giving strong important points. Why? Both the speakers will try their best to prove their idea the best. Okay. So to do that, they need to present strong important ideas. So here, have you ever participated in a debate competition? If yes, what was the subject of the debate? What was the topic of the debate? The second question says, using a single language. Now this is the motion of this debate which we have in unit 2 reading section. Using a single language across the world is better than using multiple languages. Do you agree? Why? Now what is your opinion regarding this motion? You can think about it seriously. So here we are not going to deal both the for and against. We will only deal with the for the motion. That is, there are two students, one is Karma and one is Kabita. Karma is in favor of the debate, that is for the motion, using a single language is better than multiple languages. First let me make this clear. What do you mean by using a single language? Now we already have English as international language or universal language. It has more importance around the world. People use English language. So let us think, English is selected to be used globally. So using a single language is better than multiple languages is what Karma thinks. He thinks that why we have, because we have globalized, we have synchronized into one small community, yes, to reach anywhere we do not have any problem to communicate with people in every corner of the world. It is not a great deal now, it is quite easy, on the tip of our fingers we can talk. Yes, the devices are such advanced. So why should we have different languages? Why should be there chaos of all this? He is Japanese, he is Chinese. Why should we learn? We cannot even learn all those languages that are prevalent on this earth. So it is far better to use only single language everywhere across the world. Everywhere across the world, in the sense Chinese won't speak Chinese, they will speak English, Nepalese will speak English, even Japanese will speak English, UK and Americans, they speak English. So why do we have this different type of languages? It's better that we have a single language. There are many benefits. Now to prove his point strong or convincing, to convince people that he is saying the correct thing or the best thing, he has given important points to support his motions here. Important points, yes, to support his motion. These are the important points that will convince the audience, oh, he is right, it's better, it's cheap, it's convenient, it's beneficial. So they will go into the conclusion that. Now if people think this way, then the other emerges, that is Kabita is the other finalist. This is from Gauri Higher Secondary School, I think, and they are the finalist. So Kabita now comes against this motion. No, using a single language is not better than multiple languages. Rather, she would say multiple languages is far better than using single language. So before I proceed further, I would like to go through the second slide and the third slide. There you go, reporting statements, reading, a debate. A debate is a formal contest of argumentation in which two opposing teams, here I wrote only two teams, two opposing teams defend and attack. One defends and the other attacks a proposition. Proposition is what? An idea or a plan, or who speak in favor or against the motion, as I already explained you. And there you go, there has been a debate. We will start now. There has been a debate competition in Gauri Shankar Higher Secondary School, Gauri Shankar, and Amrit Timil Sinha is the master of ceremonies. Now MC, master of ceremonies, what do you mean by MC? MC, master of ceremonies. MC is the abbreviation, short form of master of ceremonies, and MC means a host who is running the program, that is the presenter or the team master, toastmaster, sorry. Karma and Kabita are the speakers in the final round of the debate. So this comprehension passage is a debate. It is the transcription of the debate, and note some important points Karma and Kabita presented to support their opinion. So now and then during this debate, you have to, in order to present your important points strongly, you need to blame the other speaker and prove yourself better. So next slide please. Next slide please. Yes. So here I will read these two paragraphs and then I will explain the important points on the board. For the motion, using a single language is better than multiple languages. Now Karma starts here. He is addressing, Mr. Chairperson, respected teachers and friends. I means Karma here. I would like to thank Mr. Timil Sinha for giving me an opportunity to express my opinion on the burning issue. Burning issue means which is very much talked about, which is very much interestedly brought into discussion. So an issue keenly discussed. So that is called burning issue. That is the meaning inside the bracket. And now this is the motion. The fewer the languages there are, the easier the life will be, according to Karma. He says the easier life will be, it won't be any complicated. This is Chinese, that is Japanese, we don't understand their language, how can we communicate with each other then? We cannot understand each other. So that what he means to say, according to me, the fewer the languages there are, the easier the life will be. Every year, now he starts his debate by saying every year several languages die out. Some people think that life will be easier if there are fewer languages in the world. Yes, I support this view. Now this is how you have to express. The speaker has to express and tell everyone or the audience that whether he or she is in support of or against the view, or view means the motion, the topic. So I support this view. By I have underlined this. This is the way you have to support. So your karma supports this view, stating that using a single language is far better than multiple languages. As we know, the development of recent technology has a significant role to create a global village. People from any part of the world can communicate easily through the internet, and due to the international importance of the English language, most people are reluctant. Now what is the meaning of reluctant? Hesitant. Reluctant means hesitant, not willing. They do not desire to use their first language. First language means their mother tongue, and are learning English. Yes. Okay, now I will explain you from the board. I have gone through the paragraphs, and now see here some of the points that we read in the passage there. Here, every year, this is how he starts. Every year several languages die out. What do you mean by that? How do languages die? Do they have life? Yes, they have life, because we use them, so they are active with us. Okay, so every year several languages die out. Die out means, like suppose I am from the Gurung community. I am from the Gurung community. My great grandparents used to speak only Gurung language. Then my parents, grandparents, suppose my great grandparents used to speak only Gurung language. Then the next generation, my grandparents, they started speaking Gurung language as well as Nepali language, which is the national language. And then my parents, slowly they started speaking more of Nepali language, national language, and they hardly spoke Gurung language. Now what happens is, this is how the language dies. See, I am telling you the process. And then my parents, they are speaking more of Nepali and less of Gurung language. Then me, who the next generation, their children, means me and my siblings, how would we learn? How could we learn Gurung language when my own parents, they don't speak Gurung language fluently, or they don't have enough knowledge of their own mother tongue. So that is how. Now my next generation, means my children, will have no idea of Gurung language. So that is how all the Gurung communities, if the latest generation, the recent generation of children will not learn the Gurung language anymore, that is how the language dies. So this is the concept of every year several languages die out. So this means when you do not use at all, when you do not make use of those languages in your everyday life and or your cultural program, if not everyday life, in cultural or in festivals, then the languages die out. So one example I gave you, I hope I made myself clear. Now second point, he supports his debate by saying world has become global language due to development in science and technology. Of course, so world has become a global language. That means world is as I told you, has become a small place to live on, this world. Why? Because the earth has become a small place to live on, not by distance but by the development of science and technology. We can access to any place, any part of the world by the advancement of transportation, and we can talk to any person in any corner of the world by the advancement of communication, which is the technology, of course, science and technology. So this is how we have made the world small, not by distance but by the way the technology has made it, and the way we access to people easily. So why should we have different languages then? Because it's a global language. We are one community after all. We are human beings. So Karma supports his debate by saying that we have to use one single language as we are in a global village. Now third point, we already read there, people are reluctant. Here people are reluctant. I had written the meaning also. Reluctant means unwilling, not interested to, okay, hesitant to, they hesitate to use their language, their first language. So to use their language and prefer learning English. Why they prefer learning English? Because English has the importance of international language. It is helpful to go around the world, yes, where you want to. So that's why they prefer learning English. Now if my Gurung language, see, if I prefer my Gurung language and if I talk only in Gurung language, that is not going to help me go abroad, or that is not going to help me get degree. So taking all these things into consideration, people are reluctant to use their first language and they are learning English language because English language has importance. English language helps them to communicate in with the people around the world. So that's why they are learning English. Next slide please. Now we'll see in the slide and then I will explain you. Next slide please. Okay, there we go. So language that helps them to communicate. English is the language that helps them to communicate in global village in their own language. So that is the from the previous paragraph. Now we come to the next paragraph, and here Karma strongly wants to present his important point, that is Mr. Chairperson using the same language would certainly aid means help, or support or assist understanding and the global fraternity. That is, global fraternity means what? Understanding and global fraternity. Global means related to world and fraternity means brotherhood, fellowship. Okay, people can communicate with one another without any problem. It unites all the people as global citizens. So we become, as we use single language, we will become global citizens. Yes, if everyone speak the same language, there will be a clear understanding between not only countries but also people throughout the world. So it would promote in the sense to raise, to boost, to encourage learning and the flow of information and ideas. So it will have a great flow of information and ideas if all people understood each other very clearly. For example, students don't have to translate the text into their mother tongue to understand. They do not have to translate it to their own mother tongue before they understand what is said there. So ladies and gentlemen, economic growth is also possible by using single language, as it can minimize various cost, as such as the cost of communication, translation, interpretation, explanation. Interpretation means explanation. So communication, translation and interpretation cost would be minimized according to Karma, he says. So I would like to explain you this from these points. So here, as we saw in the slide, here number 4 point on the board please. So aids in understanding, aids means helps in understanding and global community. So when we understand each other very clearly by using single language, there will be more understanding between us, there won't be any conflict, there won't be any arguments. So we will be the people in a global community, we will be one community as a whole. So we won't be Nepalese, we won't be Japanese, isn't it? We won't be Arabians, etc. So here aids in understanding and global community. There won't be any problem, no problem to people to communicate. So there won't be any problem at all. Suppose I know English, but the person who is dealing business with me speaks only Chinese language and he has come to me to deal some business. Now how do we communicate? There is a problem. So how to solve this problem? Whatever Chachu Chuchu he is saying, we don't understand anything. So what can we do? I will not understand anything that he is saying. So what and how? Now business is important. So what I do is, I hire an interpreter, the interpreter who knows Chinese language and who knows even my language. So he will listen to him and he will translate that Chinese language in my own language and tell me, okay, yes, explain me. So that is a problem according to karma. So no problem is this. No problem to people to communicate and can unite all the people as global citizens. Yes, if we are living in on this world as a global community, then the people will be united. There won't be wars anymore, there won't be conflicts on the borders, etc., like Lipu Lake and all that we have. Okay, 7 maybe according to me, promotes learning and flow of information and ideas. So it will be a smooth flow of encouragement of learning. People will be motivated to learn more and more, yes, get educated. There will be smooth flow of information and ideas. Number 8 is economic growth is also possible. How is economic growth possible? Because see here, people won't have to learn different languages to they won't have to spend more money in learning different languages, because they have to go to that country. Suppose I want to go on a work permit to Japan, so I have to learn Japanese language before I go there. So that's the huge money I have to spend, and so we do not need any translators, interpreters during seminars and conferences, because we do not have to waste. We are using the same language during the seminars and conferences and workshops. So it minimizes the barriers. Barriers means obstacles, the hurdles, and helps in international business. Yes, it helps in international business overall, not only the country's internal business but international, which results in healthier economy. So economy becomes very fat, it strengthens. Okay, so now next I will go through this and then I will read the slide at the end, because we are running out of time. Helps in solving international intercultural security problems. So when in some countries drinking is quite free, in some countries drinking alcohol is prohibited. So this is all the barriers that we have. The security, people cannot work properly because they do not have much idea about that also, isn't they have to learn first. So solving international and intercultural security problems, we have Interpol, International Police, which looks after this. So if there is only single language, these people will be benefited, they won't have any problems coming across, they can track out the criminals quite easily according to karma. And finally, strengthens fraternity. Fraternity means fellowship, brotherhood. It strengthens, makes strong, the bond becomes strong. Integrity means unity as a whole, and security, protection, and global understanding. Global understanding means not only the understanding in between your people of your country but around the world, and helps in international business and economy. So these are the strong points, 12 strong points that karma has presented. Now just read the last slide. Last slide please, and then we conclude, and we will continue this in our next session about the Kabita, how strongly she presents her views. Okay, we will continue this slide on the next session. Here we go. So this is all that we learnt. Now we have to see, these are the 12 strong points presented by karma. Now Kabita comes with her strong points, who is against the motion, that is multiple language, using multiple languages is far better than single language. What will be her points? How will she convince the people? How will she present her examples to support her point? How will she try her best to convince the people? That we will learn in our next session. So that's all for today. There is no homework, as we have not concluded the chapter. So thank you very much, dear students, and please go through this lesson once and try to understand and learn the meanings that are given in the slide. Thank you very much.